Meanwhile, we have a bombshell story from the San Francisco Standard. Doctors and physicians who were pushing masking, COVID lockdowns, and the experimental vaccines on Twitter during the pandemic were actually part of a network of fake accounts. This story is unbelievable. An amazing story by the San Francisco Standard that has this expose shows that a number of these fake LGBTQ doctor accounts were nothing more than bots pushing the establishment COVID narratives. And I love that they weren't just random fake doctors. The bots had to be LGBTQ doctors?
Because that's the moral authority that we all listen to?
I guess to try to make it more real somehow? I don't even know.
Because they know they can probably get the left on tweet campaigns over that. You know, because it's like, it's LGBT, we got to help them, we got to fight, share this.
So, you know, these bot doctors talking about how they had, like their spouse had a heart attack and so forth. Well, it turns out that a lot of those accounts were totally fake. And the doctors themselves never existed. You can't even make this up. This is unbelievable. So here is the San Francisco Standard story. These doctors pushed masking, COVID lockdowns on Twitter. It turns out they don't exist. Here's just a few examples of, we'll kind of go through the story here. So I'm just going to read from this because it's so good. Last month, Dr. Robert Honeyman, that's his name, lost their sister to COVID. Lost their sister to COVID, they say. They wrote about it on Twitter and received dozens of condolences, over 4,000 retweets, 43,000 likes. Exactly 1 month later, on December 12th, Honeyman wrote that another tragedy had befallen their family. Sad to announce that my husband has entered a coma after being in hospital with COVID. The doctor is unsure if he will come out. They tweeted, "This year has been the toughest of my life, losing my sister to this virus. This is the first time in my life I don't see light at the end of the tunnel." Again, the condolences, the well wishes rolled in, but there's a problem. Honeyman wasn't a real human being. He was supposed to be a transgender doctor of sociology and feminist studies. He wasn't real at all. In fact, here is the photo. Here's Dr. Honeyman. It was fake. His Twitter photo had been stolen from an insurance company professional website in Wayne, Indiana.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you want it's simple to find him. If you go to Google and you do search for smiling, happy, handsome Latino man, you can find a stock photo of the guy.
Is that you calling him handsome?
No, this is.
If I had a nickel for every time I search for that on Google.
Smiling, happy, handsome Latino man. That's not in my Google search results. That's how he comes up. If you need that for your stock photo,
you're going to get that guy.
Among multiple fake doctor accounts, the accounts urged extreme caution about COVID-19. They were part of a network, they write, of at least 4 fake accounts that touted their ties to the LGBTQ plus community and vocally advocated for mask wearing, social distancing, dished out criticism to those who they felt were not taking the pandemic seriously. The fake doctors were uncovered by Joshua Gutterman, a self-described gay writer pursuing a master's of fine arts. He saw Robert Honeyman's tweet about their husband being in a coma and noticed people he followed also followed them and thought they may be part of the community. But after 10 minutes of Googling, he figured that Robert Honeyman's photo was a stock image and their biography was stretched the boundaries of believability. And basically, like, all of these fake accounts are out there pushing this COVID narrative, all of these bots.
What Michael Schellenberger calls COVIDism.
COVIDism.
It's basically, you know, sort of the woke presentation of COVID that, you know, you should wear 8 masks at a time and have a booster. I even saw a conversation in response to something that the CDC posted today where someone was like, okay, I had my bivalent booster the minute it was available. When can I get my next one? Is it too soon now? And I'm like, who's asking this? You don't have a doctor to ask? You're asking on Twitter? That is COVIDism.
That sounds totally fake. Like,
well, you know, it's funny you're pointing out what these bots are saying. If you follow like people like Rob Reiner, Mark Ruffalo, like some of these Hollywood people, they're saying the exact same thing that these bots are saying.
Yeah, and they'll retweet these bots, and this is how it goes. So I want to know like who's behind this, because there's apparently a couple, I mean, there's a bunch of these different bot accounts. Some of them have Ukrainian flag pins in their Twitter name, but they're all fake, and they're pushing all of the same narrative across Twitter and in social media. Another account associated with this group, Dr. Gerald Fisher, fake guy, displayed rainbow, trans, and Ukrainian flags next to his name and described himself as an ally for all in the LGBTQ plus community. Wear a mask, hashtag. His account has now been taken down, but
he sure showed us.
You know, it's amazing. They all 3 of them had created their accounts during the pandemic, so they're brand new accounts. Fisher's account dated to 2019, but his earliest visible tweet was from July of 2022. They also frequently interacted with one another, like commenting back and forth and retweeting each other's fake accounts. Like, we live in some weird matrix, or I don't know, or outside the matrix.
It's a simulation.
Yeah, we do. I don't know. You guys have any more thoughts on this?
I mean, it's strange because, well, it's in the same timeline of some of the Department of Defense fake foreign accounts that we know now that the U.S. government uses to sow discord in other countries. You know, it tracks with this timeline. So could it have been U.S. government? Maybe. But it also was at the ready pre-pandemic. So that is also super fishy.
Right.
So I don't know. There's a lot of questions there.
Well, and some way people track is that you'll always realize that these accounts were set up in either Virginia, like Langley, or Washington. Like, that's usually a pretty good indicator what's going on if they've been created from there.
Yeah, you're right about these. Some of these, like, they came right out of Langley, Virginia, like when they found out what the location was. Like, really? What did you do today, honey? Well, I created a bunch of fake LGBTQ plus community bot accounts on Twitter.
But LGBT, this has nothing to do with COVID. This is just box ticking now. So we know at least, if you want to endear yourself to, sort of right think as opposed to wrong think, these are the things. It's Ukraine flag, LGBTQ plus, COVIDism. Like, this is a mindset, a fixed mindset.
I guess they think these are the people that would go out and get like 6 booster shots, like the people that wear like a Ukrainian flag. They have multiple hashtags in their bio.
But what does it do for someone who might start to ask questions about the COVID narrative? And then you see someone that you think, well, an LGBTQ plus doctor knows what's going on. Plus, I'm super empathetic to this archetype because of the climate of the world right now. So, you know what, I'm going to take those questions and just put them in my back pocket for now.
Right.
Well, I think also if you think about like now, Twitter now, where the conservatives are coming back, think about Twitter during this time. It was far left. It was more left. So they were getting the retweets and stuff. So that became the conversation. So the media would pick it up saying these narratives because these seem to be the predominant narratives on the platform at the time. Yeah. There was no counter narrative.
Mean Raccoon in our Rumble chat says the accounts are Langley cadets earning CIA credits.
Well, you know what? They probably also, I would have to, just knowing what it takes to manage social media, they've probably got some kind of system that's tied to these platforms that lets them create multiple accounts in mass and then just like program them to send out certain things at certain times. They've probably got some intricate system that does this for them. There's no way that this is like one person, sitting in Langley at their office, like setting this up.
Like storyboarding someone's life.
Yeah.